We're going to talk politics now, and President Trump on the offensive overnight in classic style, a marathon speech taking aim at the Mueller probe as this country awaits the findings of a high-stakes investigation.
The White House also facing a looming deadline to comply with House Democrats' demands in connection with Jared Kushner's top-level security clearance. ABC's White House correspondent Tara Palmieri is at the White House with the very latest. Tara, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. No topic went untouched. President Trump seems to suggest that he's being attacked on all fronts, from the House Democrats, the Justice Department, and new 2020 challengers. After a bruising week, the president letting off some steam before a live audience, firing off his strongest language yet against the special counsel's Russia investigation.
And all of a sudden, they're trying to take you out with
Robert Mueller's probe reportedly wrapping up, Trump suggesting a broad conspiracy by unelected Justice Department officials to remove him from office.
Now, Robert Mueller never received a vote, and neither did the person that appointed him. Now we're waiting for a report, and we'll find out whether or not and who we're dealing with. We're waiting for a report by people that weren't elected.
Speaking before a crowd of supporters at a conservative conference in Washington, it was one of the president's longest speeches since taking office, 2 hours.
You know I'm totally off script right now. And this is how I got elected, by being off script.
Trump blasting House Democrats for their new oversight powers.
There's no collusion, so now they go and morph into, let's inspect every deal he's ever done. We're going to go into his finances. We're going to check his deals. We're going to check. These people are sick.
The White House facing a Monday deadline to turn over documents to the House Oversight Committee about how the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, obtained a top-secret security clearance. The request was made 5 weeks ago. But the New York Times now reporting on a memo by then White House counsel Don McGahn in which he recommended against top security clearance for Kushner, citing concerns, including from the CIA. The Times also says John Kelly wrote a memo saying the president ordered him to give Kushner clearance. An executive decision his daughter Ivanka Trump denied.
The president had no involvement pertaining to my clearance or my husband's clearance, zero.
House Democrats are also actively preparing a request for the president's tax returns. Senior congressional aides tell me that initially they were going to wait for the Mueller report to be released, but Michael Cohen's testimony has injected a new urgency. He raised questions over whether the president inflated or deflated his income for tax and insurance purposes. Dan?
Tara, thank you. So much going on, as always. And good news, we've got a ringer here, our chief anchor, George Stephanopoulos, who's going to be hosting This Week later this morning. Good to see you. So as we saw there in Tara's report, the president going hard overnight at Mueller and the Democrats. And this approach seems to be working. The people in the room loved it, and his base is sticking with him.
Republicans have completely fallen in line. The president's approval rating now among Republicans close to 90%. One of the things we saw at the Cohen hearing this week was, with the exception maybe of Justin Amash of Michigan, all of the Republicans down the line attacking Michael Cohen, implicitly defending the president, even though they really showed no interest in the kind of issues that Cohen was raising at the time. And as long as that holds, that's going to be a bar to Democrats who are seeking impeachment of the president. It's going to be very difficult to move forward on impeachment if the Republicans have that hard line in support of the president. But we don't know whether that will change in the wake of the Mueller report. We don't know what Mueller is going to report or whether we're even going to see that. And in the wake of more investigations from Democrats. Tara just talked about Democrats requesting the president's tax returns. You've now got at least half a dozen committees in the House investigating various parts of the Trump administration. And one of the things we'll see over time is whether that chips away at the president's support among Republicans. Right now, though, it's very strong.
So I want to pick up on what you're talking about, the Democrats investigating. On the show this morning, on This Week, you've got the Democratic congressman from New York, Jerry Nadler, who's the chairman of the Judiciary Committee.
They'd be in charge of any impeachment proceedings.
That's exactly right. So what are the Democrats going to go after next, and what are the risks here for Democrats?
Well,
they could overreach.
Yeah, that's one of the big questions. I'm going to ask Chairman Nadler this morning whether he's seen enough to justify impeachment proceedings yet, what he's waiting for. One of the things he said in the past, and he actually said this about the Clinton impeachment as well, is that you need some sort of bipartisan support to make impeachment work. Now, that may be at the end of the process, not the beginning. One of the things I want to ask him about is the trigger for him for any impeachment investigation. One thing for sure, you are going to see a host of investigations from Democrats on a number of different issues in the coming months.
But there is a risk here. They could end up looking overly partisan.
Well, right now, one of the things you're hearing is Republicans talking about impeachment more than Democrats because of that risk. It will depend, though, on where the evidence is at the time.
George, thank you very much. Have a great show this morning. I want to remind everybody, George has a big show as usual. As we said, one-on-one with the House Judiciary Chair, Jerry Nadler, also the House Minority Leader, Kevin McCarthy, plus the Governor of Washington, Jay Inslee, discussing his climate change-focused 2020 presidential campaign. It's all coming up on This Week later this morning right here on ABC. George, thanks again.
Thanks, guys.